And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Queen Creek High School in Queen Creek. Tom Garbison for Southwest Sports Network, play-by-play coverage of the Saguaro SaberCats Varsity Baseball 2013 season. And the SaberCats back at it after a really kind of a short turnaround, playing a night game last night in Peoria, back at it on a Thursday afternoon in Queen Creek. And Ben Lagusis leads off for the SaberCats and takes low and inside for ball one. Saguaro sits at 10 wins and 11 losses on the season, and they face the Queen Creek Bulldogs. They come in at 11 wins and 8 losses. So pitch is over for a strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So Lagusis leads off at second base for the SaberCats. Turner Lace bats second at shortstop. Hitting third is the catcher, Brett Adams. The number 4 hitter is the first baseman, Matt Mara. And a swing and a miss as Lagusis over the top of the pitch, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Michael Bloom in center field bats fifth. The number 6 hitter is the third baseman, Shane Stansbury. Jack Jeffries in as the DH today, batting 7th. The number 8 hitter, the left fielder, Ryan McGill. And Stephen Gifford bats 9th and plays right field as the pitch is bounced in there, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and two on Lagusis, trying to get it started for the SaberCats in the top of the first inning as they face Chase Beal. And that ball hit well out to right field, and that's going to get down and go to the fence. Lagusis will make his way around first base and on his way to second. And it's a leadoff double for the SaberCats.
Hitting second, number 20, Turner Lace, the shortstop.
So Lagusis to second base to begin the ball game for the SaberCats, and will bring up the shortstop, Turner Lace. First extra base hit of the season for Lagusis. And have said it a couple of times, he has really been a spark for the SaberCats in the last few weeks, as they have found a leadoff hitter, or at least a guy that's going to take over the leadoff spot for several weeks in a row now. And the first one to Lace, belly button high for strike 1. See, it's a little different vantage point here at Queen Creek, as there are no bleachers set up right behind home plate, so this is a large bleacher section on the third base side. So the perspective as far as the strike zone, definitely different from what we typically see, as that pitch is a little bit high, and it's 1-1. Runner at second base, nobody out, just underway in the top of the first inning.
Count 1-1 for Turner Lace.
Beal, the junior right-hander, looking in. He comes set as he checks back to second, and the pitch is bounced in and blocked. And the count goes to 2-1. The defense for the Bulldogs, Derek Arrington is in left field, Marcus Still in center, and Jaron Holmes in right. Jake Schlosser is at third base. Austin Nichols plays short. Ryan Kotkamp at second, and the first baseman, Cody Funderburk. And the catcher, Tanner Bradford. So it was Bradford that made that stop on the ball in the dirt. The 2-1 pitch. Lace hits it on the ground over to third. Grabbed there, and the throw across the diamond in time. The return throw to third base is not in time, so Lagusis moves up a base.
Our first out for the game for
Lace grounds out 5-3. Schlosser puts it on the money to first, and then Funderburk trying to throw it back across the diamond, not able to get Lagusis there. So the SaberCats put a runner to third base with 1 out at the top of the first inning, and the batter is Brett Adams. And a great opportunity here for the SaberCats now with a runner at third base and only 1 out. Fly ball to the outfield will get a run in, along with a lot of other possibilities. And the first one to Adams misses for ball 1. Luke Eichste gets the call to start the ball game for the SaberCats. We'll see him come out of the bottom of the first inning as Adams lays off a pitch that's low, and it's 2-0. I think Saguaro left the game last night, the 3-0 loss to Sunrise Mountain, with the idea that they for sure left some opportunities out there. But I think you can also look at it the other way, that they made a couple of really nice defensive plays that probably kept the game as close as it was, as Adams takes a strike on the outside corner, and it's 2-1. 2-1 on Adams. And now Beal with a set and a pitch. And a fly ball, that's going to get the run in as Holmes, right fielder, and still the center fielder over. It's still with a catch. Lagusis will tag and score easily, and the SaberCats get a run in the first inning. That's nice to get off that zero right off the bat here in the first inning, especially after the shutout last night at Sunrise Mountain. I guess not really at Sunrise Mountain. It was at Peoria, but against Sunrise Mountain. And so scoring is Lagousas. SaberCats with a run in the top of the first inning, and the batter is Matt Maris. He'll try to get it started with 2 outs, and the base is empty. And a breaking ball over for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Strike one for Matt Mara.
Beal back to the wind, and a swing and a miss, and it's I make it no balls and 2 strikes.
0-2 count.
Beal back to work in the 0-2 pitch. And Merritt hits a fly ball. That's deep out to right field. Holmes sliding over, can't get to it. It's under the glove, and it goes to the back, the fence rather, in right field. And Merritt pulls into second base. Second double of the inning for the SaberCats. So Merritt second, and the batter Michael Bloom.
Next, in the 5-hole, number 11, Michael Bloom, center fielder.
First one popped out of play on the first base side. Two outs with a runner at second base. A run in for Saguaro in the top of the first. Now Beal sets in the pitch, and it's a little bit high, and it's 1-1.
Count for Chase Field.
Now the center, the check back to second base, the 1-1 pitch. And a ground ball, but that's foul on the third base side.
Foul ball.
And the count 1-2. And that pitch pretty close there, but called a ball on Bloom, and it's 2-2.
2-2 count for the hitter.
Merritt second with 2 outs, a run in for the SaberCats. Lagousas doubled to start the inning. Lace grounded out to third, but on the throw to first base, Lagousas was able to move from second to third. He scored on Adams' sacrifice fly, and then Merritt with a 2-out bases empty double. And Bloom stays alive, reaching out to foul the ball off on the first base side, and we stay at 2-2. Shane Stansbury next for the SaberCats. Beal, the right-hander, looking in now, sets. Boy, Merritt takes off way early there, and he's going to be thrown out trying to go to third base. So trying to guess there on the timing of the play, and he's caught stealing 1-5 on the play at third base, and Michael Bloom will get a fresh count to start the top of the second inning. Saguaro gets a run in the top of the first, and they do it with a couple of base hits and no runners left. After a half inning of play, it's Saguaro 1 and Queen Creek coming up. And we go to the bottom of the first inning, and a first pitch, ground ball, and that's right past Lagousas and into center field. So Jaron Holmes aboard.
Oh, number 2 hitter, big Marcus Still.
So Holmes leads off in right field. Marcus Still, the center fielder, bats second. Hitting third, the second baseman Ryan Kottkamp. The number 4 hitter is the first baseman Cody Funderburk. Chase Beal, the pitcher, is fifth. Bryce Dobbs DHs today and hits sixth as he bats for the third baseman Jake Schlosser. Austin Nichols, the shortstop, is seventh. The number 8 hitter, the catcher, Tanner Bradford. Derek Arrington in left field bats ninth. Pitch foul out of play. Off the bat is Still on the first base side.
Double strike for Marcus Still.
Holmes on at first base with nobody out of the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 SaberCats. Luke Eichste starts for Saguaro, and the pitch is high for a ball.
Gotta be down, baby. Straight ahead.
Still taking his time as he gets back into the batter's box. Eichste with the set of the pitch. Runner going, the ball lined into right field. And Gifford not quite able to get it, but they got a chance at their runner back at second base. And just diving back is Holmes.
Nobody out. Up to hit, number 4.
Now Ryan Kotkamp, the second baseman. Gifford just about made that catch in right field, and if he had been able to come up with it, he would have had a play behind Holmes at first base. But then, as the ball bounced, he was fortunate that he was able to play it without having to go by him. Kind of had to stab at it a little bit, but he got it without, again, having to go by him. That would have been extra bases, and Holmes might have had a chance to come around to score. And a fly ball to right field. Gifford's going to have a chance at that one. He makes the catch, and the runner's going to go from second to third, and that was a late break there for the runner at second base, Holmes. He didn't get back to the bag right away to tag. So Holmes to third, Still aboard at first, so that puts runners at the corners for the Bulldogs with 1 out for Cody Funderburk.
Sit back and drive some, Cody. You got to drive some here. Hit some hard. It's going. Come on, Luke. Come on, Cody.
Funderburk, the first baseman, in there already, hitting from the left side. Easy throw to first base, and Still is back. Marcus Still with 2 steals on the year. Now the set of the pitch, and that's on the inside corner, a strike. Funderburk nodding his head as he agreed with the plate umpire. Not that that's a requirement, of course, but with a little bit of a nod. Now Eichste with a set, checking the runner at first base, and he'll turn and throw it that way, and Still dives back.
That's a good one. One more.
Holmes at third, Still at first. Bulldogs trailing the SaberCats 1-0.
Under that red bag.
Still goes, and the ball hit down the left field line into foul territory, and that'll fall for a foul ball.
Under the bag. You can do this, Cody. On further. Under that red bag. Focus, Cody.
0-2 on Funderburk.
Hit that bag and stop. Oh, it did? Yeah.
Eichste out of the stretch now with a set and the 2-strike pitch. And a ground ball, foul, wide of the first base bag. And we stay at 0-2.
Drop that run home, Cody. Shorten up, drive it in. Come on, Cody, we need this. One more step, one more step.
Funderburk ready again as Eichste sets. Runners going, and the ball hit into left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit, and that'll bring a run in. RBI single for Funderburk ties the game at 1. As Holmes scores, still got a good read and goes to third base on the play. And so the runner's still at the corners with 1 out, but a run in for the Bulldogs if they have tied the game at 1 apiece. And now Chase Beal, the pitcher, with a chance to help his cause as he bats with 2 aboard and 1 out. And the first one fouled off.
Let it all go. Don't hold it back. Don't get cheated, Chase. There you go. Don't get cheated. Get your cuts in.
No balls and a strike as Eichste, the right-hander, steps off.
Can't get double up. Come on, everybody. Everybody's going. Stay forward up, dog. Can't get double up, Chase.
Now the set for Eichste again, and the pitch on the way. And it's going to miss outside for a ball, and it's 1-1.
Now 1-1 for Chase Beal.
Run hard, baby. Run hard.
The 1-1 from Eichste. And a swing and a foul tip into the glove, a strike, and it's 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Come on, Chase. Shorten up now. Shorten up. Short and simple. Shorten up, Chase. You got to put it in play. Put it in play.
Bryce
Chase.
Dobbs, the DH, next for the Bulldogs. And the 1-2. Missed it there, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Come on, you got to put it in play, 2-4. Bat on the ball. Bat on the ball.
I hope my mail's not going to be delivered late tonight now.
Baby, guess what? I got leave for the day. I have to come check this game out.
Attaboy, now it's
That one misses outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
That's full.
So we'll see if Queen Creek puts Funderburk in motion from first base
Count for Chase Beal.
with 1 out in the inning. And Eichste and the SaberCats may be thinking the same as they throw over to first. Eichste with a set. Funderburk just 1 steal on the year. He's not going, and the pitch is fouled out of play on the first base side. We stay at 3-2.
Put it in play, Chase.
Full count, 3-2.
Don't help him, though. Put it in play. He's got to be there. Don't help him. Battle, Chase. Battle. Battle.
I think I'd said in the opening Saguaro at 10-11, actually 11-11. Just doing a little housekeeping here in the scorebook, checking things out, looking back through things.
Don't help him. Make sure he's there. Make sure he's there, Chase.
So Beal's fouled off a couple of full count pitches here.
He's got to be there.
Working to prolong the at-bat and forcing Luke Eichste to throw extra pitches here in the first inning. Another 3-2, and it's high for ball 4. So good at-bat there for Beal. An 8-pitch at-bat to earn the walk, and that'll load the bases. Still at third, Funderburk at second, and Beal at first. And the batter is Bryce Dobbs. And we'll get a courtesy runner, I believe, at first base. And it's Bodie Forsgren that will come out of the dugout.
Bodie Forsgren coming in for pitch run for Chase Beal.
Something you can
Bodie
try.
Forsgren,
Something you can
number
try,
17.
Bryce. Something you can try.
Eichste goes to the windup with the bases loaded, and the first one to Dobbs high for ball 1.
Everything's high. Come on, Bryce.
SaberCats send Stephen Wright over to the bullpen. He's going to start to get loose just in case here in the first inning. And the next one is inside for ball 2, and it's 2-0.
Oh, I know we're thinking here, Bryce. Make sure you throw one, Bryce. Make sure you throw one for the swing. You got to throw one.
2-0 on Dobbs with the bases loaded for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the first in the 2-0 pitch. At the knees for a strike, and it's 2-1.
Bryce Dobbs,
Now you ready.
2 balls and 1 strike.
He come in there, let him know.
And the 2-1 pitch. And a swing and a miss. It's 2-2.
Ain't no pressure. Hit it where he pitches it.
Counts 2-2 for Bryce Dobbs.
Put it in play.
1-1 ball game, bottom of the first inning from Queen Creek High School.
Put it in play. Anywhere, Bryce. Anywhere.
Relax, Bryce.
And look back to the line of the 2-2 pitch. And did he go around? He did not, according to the base umpire.
Not the high one, Bryce.
Makes the count 3-2 full
It's
count.
gotta be down, Bryce. It's gotta be down.
Come on, Bryce. You know what you like now. You know
Now 3-2 with nowhere to put Dobbs. Austin Nichols, the shortstop, next for Queen Creek.
Gotta be down, Bryce.
Out of the line, the 3-2.
Attaboy.
And it's high ball 4, and that'll walk in a run.
Earns another walk. Queen Creek
So
earns
back-to-back walks here.
another run.
The second one with the bases loaded brings in Marcus Still and makes it 2-1 Queen Creek.
Up to bat.
Now Funderburk at third, Forsgren running for Beal at second, and Dobbs aboard at first base. And the batter Austin Nichols.
Come on, Austin. Come on.
That one's high, and it goes all the way to the fence. And another run in on a wild pitch.
Ball high. Pass ball. Scores another run for Queen Creek.
Still high, Austin. He's still high, Austin.
Austin Nichols has
You got to wonder if maybe Ikesy is just a little bit amped up here.
Down. Still high.
Been 7 days since his last start, and it was a great start in that win over Arcadia over at Brazel Stadium at Grand Canyon. Ikesy went 6 innings and got the win in that one. Of course, it helped that Saguaro jumped out with 6 runs in the top of the first inning, but even here today, they came out and got at least a run in the top of the first. And you figure Ikesy knows that he's got a little bit of wiggle room, but has given up the lead, and now Saguaro trails 2-1 in the bottom of the first inning. And Queen Creek looking for more with runners at second and third and only 1 out. The 1-0 to Nichols. And that's hit into center field, down for 1 hit, for a base hit rather. 1 run will score. Another runner coming to the plate, and he is in. Nichols comes through with a 2-run single, and it's 4-1 Bulldogs.
Drive scores 2 for Queen Creek. Nice looking hit by Austin Nichols. Up to bat next. Our catcher, Tanner Bradford, number 22.
Coach Dyer coming out of the SaberCat dugout, and that might be it here as we play in the first inning. Queen Creek with 5 in the bottom of the first. Then they lead 5-1.
Tanner Bradford.
So the SaberCats make a pitching change in the bottom of the first inning. Stephen Wright on to pitch for the SaberCats. And the first pitch outside for ball 1 as he faces the catcher from Queen Creek, Tanner Bradford.
Base hit, Tanner. Base hit. Keep it going.
Wright steps off as Nichols dives back. The 1-0. That's over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Wright is not pitched this week, so I figure he can probably stretch out a little bit here, and SaberCats hoping they can make a game of it down 5-1 in the bottom of the first inning, and if they do that, then they may have to piece together some of the later innings. There's a swing and a miss as the runner goes. The throw to second base, and might have been in time there, but the ball came out, so
Austin Nichols.
Nichols steals second
Count for
base.
Tanner Bradford is 2 balls and 1 strike.
Baseball. Little
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on Bradford. Ryan with a look back to second base, and the 1-2. And misses for a ball, and it's 2-2.
Ball high for Tanner. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Wright, no record on the season, making his 9th appearance of the season. An ERA of 1.45. 9 2/3 innings of work, 9 hits allowed, 1 walk, 14 strikeouts. With a runner at second base, they lose the force play, of course, so now Wright looking for a strikeout. 2-2 count in the pitch. And a ground ball up the middle. Lace behind the bag, spins, throws to first in time, and a nice play from Turner Lace. The 360 behind the bag at second throws Bradford out at first base, and Nichols moves to third with 2 away. And the ninth man to bat in the order for Queen Creek. Coming up here in the first inning, it's Derek Arrington. Luke Eichste, the starter for the SaberCats, still responsible for that runner at third base. As Wright goes to work on Arrington, and he misses high for ball 1. 5 across for the Bulldogs in the first inning. And the pitch misses for a ball 2-0. Of course, the entire thing got started here in the bottom of the first inning with a ground ball that was misplayed out at second base. A ground ball that most times is going to get picked up and an easy throw out to first to retire the leadoff hitter, but instead that runner reaches safely and things get out of hand from there as the Bulldogs have 3 hits in the inning plus a couple of walks, including that error, then 5 runs across. With a runner at third and 2 away, now 3-0 the count on the number 9 hitter Arrington. And Wright gets one on the outside corner for strike 1. If Arrington reaches, it's back to the top of the order for Jaron Holmes. He was the guy that hit that grounder to second base. And the 3-1. And that one over for a strike, and it's 3-2. So yeah, maybe a little of that pressure switches over to Arrington now, as Wright has come back with a couple of strikes. Stephen ready, and his 3-2 pitch on the way. And that's punched out and knocked foul down the first base side. And we'll stay at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
2 outs for Queen Creek.
Drop him in, Derek. Don't leave him there. Got a good hitter behind.
Nichols at third base with 2 outs for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the first. And now time called by Arrington. Of course, these two teams met just a little over a week ago over at Saguaro High School. The Bulldogs falling to Saguaro 3-2, the final in that one. We've already surpassed that run total here in the first inning as Arrington gets a walk. The third of the inning given up by the SaberCat pitchers in the first for Wright. And it's the top of the order for Jaron Holmes, the right fielder. Holmes reached on an error and scored his first time up. That started the bottom of the first for the Bulldogs. He came in batting .475 with 3 doubles and 14 knocked in. And there's a swing and a miss for a strike.
Swing the strike.
Want that run, Jared. Can't never get enough runs, man. Can't never get enough. Come on, Jared. Stay hot. Drive that
A
run.
5 spot in the first inning for the Bulldogs.
Come on, boys. Stay hot. Keep it alive, boys.
And Wright steps off. During that pitching change, saw Saguaro head coach Ryan Dyer out there talking to the base umpire, and you know that the discussion was having to do with that check swing as a runner takes off, and sliding in safely at second base is Arrington. That's his 15th stolen base of the season.
1-1 for Jared.
That's 2. But he's got to be
And they count a ball and a strike on Holmes. And you can always wonder, if you change one piece, how does the rest of the inning play out? You never know, but you know that would have been a strike 3 as the pitch misses for a ball to Holmes. 2-1 the count.
Count 2-1 for Jared.
And the 2-1 is fouled out of play. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And you got to wonder if maybe there's a little bit of a letdown here for the SaberCats. They were geared up and competed with Sunrise Mountain last night, losing 3-0. But it was a scoreless ball game until Sunrise Mountain scored 1 in the 4th. We stayed that way till the top of the 7th when they added 2 more. The 2-2 pitch is high for ball 3. It's 3-2.
3 balls, 2 strikes, full count.
Gotta be there.
if there was any sort of a letdown or any looking past Queen Creek, that's stopped officially now as the SaberCats trail 5-1 in the first. And a pitch fouled down the left field side, and that's out of play. Nichols at third and Arrington at second with 2 outs in the inning. And the 3-2. And that's a liner down the left field line and a foul ball.
Just want to remind everybody to support our Snack Shack table behind third base. Cold water, Gatorade for sale.
Holmes went after the first pitch of the inning on that ground ball out towards second. This time he's seeing a bunch of pitches from Stephen Wright. Pitch number 8 of the at-bat coming up here. And that misses for ball 4, so Wright walks Holmes. And the base is loaded for Marcus Still. Still with a single and a run his first time up. He's hitting .397 on the year with 5 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs, and 17 knocked in. And a chance to really open things up here for the Bulldogs in the first inning. And a ground ball over to third. That's picked up there by Stansberry. He throws, and it's wide of the bag and down the line. And that's going to get the merry-go-round going here. Still's going to end up at third base as the throw goes that way. And 3 runs come in on the play. Another error in the inning. That's a routine ground ball and a bad throw. Mara had no chance on the throw to first base. And so Nichols, Arrington, and Holmes all score on the play. It is an 8-run first inning for the Bulldogs. And the batter is Ryan Kotkamp.
Bat number 4, second baseman, Ryan Kotkamp.
And you know, you can point at different things. The error start of the inning, that's a big 3-run error there, but there was trouble in between as well. 4 walks given up between a couple of SaberCat pitchers. So there's plenty to go around as the first one at Kotkamp misses for ball 1. Jack Kraft ran by just a couple of moments ago to start to get loose in the Saguaro bullpen. There's a ground ball over to third. Fielded right behind the bag. Stansberry the throw on to first, and that's in time. So a little higher on the degree of difficulty there. And Stansberry throws out Kotkamp to end the first inning, but Queen Creek sends 11 to the plate in the bottom of the first inning. They score 8 times. And actually they sent 12 to the plate, but they scored 8 times in the first inning, and after 1, they lead Saguaro 8-1. Michael Bloom will start it off for the SaberCats in the top of the second inning. He was up when Mara was caught stealing to end the top of the first. And that ball into center field, long run, and still can't get to it as it falls in front of him, and Bloom's aboard with a leadoff base hit.
Puts him on base, up to bat. The 6-hole number 19, Shane Stansberry, third baseman.
So Bloom aboard at first, the batter Shane Stansberry. It's a long road back here for the SaberCats, down 7 in the top of the second, but if they can shut Queen Creek down, they're going to get 6 more innings to work with to try to get back into it, and need to start chipping away as Stansberry takes strike 1. Now look over to first, but no throw that way. Bloom with 8 stolen bases on the season, but I don't know that Saguaro's going to run here down 7. And a breaking ball to Stansberry over for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Another strike, number 19.
The totals for the Bulldogs in the first inning, 8 runs on only 3 hits and 2 Saguaro errors. They left 1 runner on. set of the 0-2, and Stansbury fouls it off.
Good catch.
And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Jack Jeffries next for Saguaro.
Oh, it's inside the field. Oh, it's up there. But closer to that wall. Yeah. What are they building here, by the way? What are they building out here?
Bloom with the lead off first base, and the pitch, and a tapper back to the mound. Beal's going to go to second, and that's off the glove of the shortstop, Nichols, and maybe that's the break that Saguaro could take advantage of here in the second inning. Beal made the play and made the right decision to throw it to the shortstop. Nichols covering at second, and it's just off the tip of his glove. So 2 aboard with nobody out. It's an E6 and then a fielder's choice. And the batter is Jack Jeffries. Jeffries with a swing and a miss, couldn't make up his mind there, and it was just sort of a half swing through the strike zone.
Be poised. Be poised.
2 aboard, nobody out top of the second. SaberCats need to get a couple here. The set of the pitch, and Jeffries takes inside, maybe low for a ball, and it's 1-1. SaberCats down 8-1. They got a run in the first inning after Ben Lagusis doubled to start the inning. A ground out moved him to third base, and Brett Adams with a sac fly to center field brought him in. Now the 1-1. And that's bounced in there. Jeffries able to lay off, and the count 2 balls and a strike.
Work to work.
Come on, Chase, keep it going now. Too far, keep it going.
We talked about this a little bit last night. Those 2 runs in the top of the 7th inning for Sunrise Mountain really changed the complexion of the bottom of the 7th. Instead of Saguaro being down a run, they're down 3, and it just changes what you can do. In the same situation here, down 7 runs in the second inning. Got all sorts of different plays you could run with the first 2 aboard and nobody out in a closer ball game, but down 7, you really rolling the dice if you try to do anything extra here. Two balls and a strike on Jack Jeffries. The set from Beal in the pitch. And he hits that ball well and out to left field. That's going to send the left fielder Arrington back. He looks up and he hits off the base of the fence. 1 run will score on the play as Jeffries is in at second base. Just missed his second 3-run home run of the week, as that one hits the base of the fence in left field. But Jeffries with an RBI double. And Saguaro gets a run in the second inning to cut it to 8-2. And for the SaberCats, got to feel like if they can just string together even another run or 2, some of that momentum swings back into their dugout on the first base side. But for now, down 8-2, nobody out, 2 runners in scoring position. And the batter, Ryan McGill. And McGill takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike.
21, Ryan McGill.
Now the 1-strike pitch. Fooled on an off-speed pitch and swung over the top of it there, and it's 0-2. Stephen Gifford next for Saguaro. And the 0-2 pitch. Missed high with the next one, and it's 1-2. Queen Creek, of course, keeping the infield back. They'll give up a run to get an out here. The 1-2. And a swing and a miss. And that is out number 1. It'll bring up Stephen Gifford. And the first pitch to Gifford over for a strike. The 1-strike pitch. And swinging over the top, the count goes to 0-2. So Beal bearing down a little bit here in the bottom of the order as he gets a strikeout of McGill and now jumps ahead of Gifford, 0-2.
Nothing, 2-2. Gotta stay bouncing.
Second and third with one out. A run in for the SaberCats, down 8-2 in the 0-2 pitch. And that ball hit on the ground. That's through and into left field for a base hit. 1 run will score. Coming around is Jeffries. The throw comes to the plate. And Gifford's going to try for second base, and he might be in trouble, and he is. He's thrown out. Boy, and the SaberCats down a bunch here. Cannot afford to run into outs.
That does also give 2 runs.
Give Gifford, though, credit for a 2-run single. Stansbury and Jeffries score. And then as the throw goes to the plate, right idea for Gifford, but I don't think he had a big enough turnaround first to try to take off. And Bradford guns him down going to second base.
Up to bat number 14, the leadoff hitter for Saguaro, Ben.
So 2 away. Two away, bases empty, 3 runs in though to make it 8-4. And now Ben Lagusis, who doubled and scored his first time up. Shortened a bunt and takes the pitch high for ball 1.
Ball 1 for Ben Lagusis.
Lagusis hitting .378 with 6 RBI and a timeout coming from the Queen Creek dugout. We play in the top of the second inning. SaberCats have scored 3 times and trail 8-4. After the timeout, Lagusis in there and ready, and the 1-0 pitch is a fastball low, and it's 2-0.
Count for Ben Lagusis. 2 balls, no strikes.
Beal 2-1 on the season, an ERA of 4.82 as he gets that one over for a strike, and it's 2-1. 20 in the third innings pitched,
2 balls, 1 strike.
23 hits allowed, making his 8th appearance of the season. 14 walks, 28 strikeouts. He's also got a save on the year for the Bulldogs. The 2-1. And Lagusis lays off, and the pitch misses for a ball, 3-1. If Lagusis reaches, Turner Lace will bat next for the SaberCats in the second. And the 3-1, and that's bounced in there, and that's ball 4. So Lagusis to first base as he's aboard for the second time. And the batter is Turner Lace, who grounded out his first time up. Lace came in batting .413 with 4 doubles and a triple, 20 knocked in. And Lace, of course, with a little bit of pop. As I mentioned, 5 extra base hits, 4 doubles and a triple. And so you wonder about the idea of running Lagusis here. SaberCats down 8-4 in the top of the second. Ben with 10 steals on the year. Not going on the first pitch, and it's a fastball over for a strike. SaberCats have already had a runner thrown out trying to advance.
Make the play, baby, make the play.
And so maybe hesitant to do that here. That might be the right call anyway, down 4 runs. And they're not going to need to steal him as that ball is bounced in there and Bradford can't block it. Lagusis goes to second on the wild pitch. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike on Lace. Brett Adams in the on-deck circle for the SaberCats. And a ground ball down the third base line. That's going to get another run in, and Lace will end up at second base as Arrington is over to field. He'll throw into second, and it's not in time. Lace with an RBI double, and the SaberCats get another one to make it 8-5.
We got 2 out, top of the second. Up to bat for Saguaro. Number 5.
Well, Lace hit that one right down the third base line. Schlosser, the third baseman, no chance. Now looking for another one here as Lace gets to second base, so he's in scoring position with 2 outs. And the batter is Brett Adams. Adams batting .450 on the year, 16 doubles, and 16 RBIs. He swings over the top of an off-speed pitch.
All we need is one.
Way out in front there, and it's no balls and a strike. Now the set from Beal, and the one-strike pitch. And fooled there, and a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
2 strikes on Brett Adams.
All right, Chase, you got this.
SaberCats have responded here in the second inning as they have scored 4 times to cut it to 8-5. And the 0-2. Pitch is high. The throw, boy, that one just about got away. And then the ball hits Lace. And that's a little bit of a break there. Although I don't know, even if that ball did not hit him, I don't know that they would have got him over there. Started to take off, and then Bradford ended up throwing a changeup down to third. Schlosser had to go up high to keep that one from getting over his head.
2 strikes
And the pitch
on
at the
Brett
plate was pretty close, but 1-2 the count. Looking to come up here with a base hit. Beal with a 1-2, and that one grounded foul as Adams stays alive.
for Brett Adams.
SaberCats with a run in the top of the first inning. Queen Creek sent 12 to the plate in the bottom of the first, scoring 8 times. And now Saguaro with 4 back in the top of the second to make it 8-5.
Make a swing, Chase. You got this.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Brett Adams. Here's Beal with a set and the 1-2 pitch. And that's outside, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
2 balls, 2 strikes for Brett Adams.
If Adams could reach, Matt Mira would be next for the SaberCats in the second. Had a ball get away down the left field line, so had a brief stop there. And a 2-2 and a ground ball out to short. Picked up there on an easy hop and a throw on to first base as Nichols throws out Adams. And that'll end the SaberCats second inning, but the Saguaro SaberCats respond in a big way as they score 4 times in the top of the second inning. And we go to the bottom of the second. SaberCats trailing the Bulldogs 8-5. Middle third of the order for the Bulldogs in the second. That's not necessarily anything new. The problem is it's been one time around the order. In other words, you get a 3-up, 3-down first. It's the middle of the order to begin the second. But this time 12 came to the plate. And now it's 4, 5, 6 in the order in the bottom of the second inning. The 1-0 pitch from right, and a fly ball hit out to left field. Over and in, and not able to get it there is McGill. And Funderburk will go into second base.
Leadoff double for Queen Creek.
So Funderburk an RBI single in the
First.
first inning, now a double to start the second. And the batter is Chase Beal. Just a fly ball out there in left. McGill had a long way to go, and he dove for it, could not get it. Funderburk batting .404. That's his 5th double, 3 triples, and he's knocked in 20 now. Beal batting .386 with 5 doubles and a triple. That one goes to the backstop. That one not even close. And a wild pitch moves the runner to third base. And one thing that Saguaro really was hoping for in the bottom of the second inning was a quick 0 to get the bats back up there and start swinging them again as they pull to within 8-5. But now a double and a wild pitch moves the runner to third, and now the infield comes in for the SaberCats. And Wright gets one on the inside corner for a strike.
1-1 count.
As I mentioned, Beal .386 average, 5 doubles, a triple, 18 RBI. He walked, and his courtesy runner scored back in the first. The 1-1 fouled out of play. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jack Kraft back, heading over to the SaberCat bullpen again. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Off the glove of Adams, and the runner's going to come in and score. And so the Bulldogs get one back.
Count for Chase Beal is 2-2.
A run in for the Bulldogs makes it 9-5 here in the second inning, and now 2-2 on Beal. Now maybe Wright can start it over now with the bases empty, instead of worrying about that runner on base. And the pitch misses low for a ball, 3-2. And, you know, he got the fly ball off the bat of Funderburg. It just was well placed. McGill did everything he could and couldn't get to it. You know, the wind in the 3-2. And that one hits Beal.
This is hit by pitch there. He's on first base now. Up the bat, number 12.
And Beal aboard at first base. So the batter is Bryce Dobbs. A timeout coming from the SaberCat dugout, though, and we may get another change. We play in the bottom of the second, 9-5 Bulldogs. SaberCats to the bullpen again. Turner Lace comes on to try to throw some strikes here and see if they can get some out somewhere, as the first one to Dobbs misses for a ball. So Lace into pitch, and Nick Lebrani comes in to play shortstop for Saguaro. The 1-0 pitch on the outside corner, a strike, and it's 1-1. Dobbs batting .462 on the season with a double, a triple, a home run, and 9 knocked in. He walked with the bases loaded to give him that 9th RBI. That happened back in the first. Now the 1-1 pitch. Runner going, and the ball hit on the ground, and that's right under the glove of Stansbury and into left field. So an E5 puts runners to first and second. And the batter, Austin Nichols. Nichols with a 2-run single his last time up. Was batting .393 with a double. And that's RBI 7 and 8 on the season. Showing bunt here early as Lace will turn back to second base. Turner no record on the season, making his 10th appearance, an ERA of 4.57. 7 2/3 innings pitched, 11 hits allowed, 5 walks, and 6 strikeouts. The bunt on, and a breaking ball over for a strike.
Showing bunt, took a strike. 0-1 count.
Look back to second base. Showing bunt again, pull it back and swing it away, and it's a ground ball out towards second, and a tag, and then they throw to first, and out at first base. And a double play, so a slash play there as Nichols put the ball in play, and Dobbs ran into the out. I think typically you want to just slam on the brakes there and force the second baseman, Lagousas, to reach out for you. It buys a little time for that guy to get down the line at first, but it's a 4-3 double play as Beal's courtesy runner Forsgren goes to third. And the first pitch to Tanner Bradford is outside for ball 1. Bradford batting .267 with 5 RBI. Grounded out to shortstop his first time up. And the 1-0 pitch. That's on the corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. 2 outs with a runner at third, a run in for the Bulldogs to make it 9-5.
1-1 count for Tanner Bradford.
And the 1-1 chopped, and Lace has it, and Turner's going to come on and get out of the inning. An error, but then a double play and a ground out, and the inning is over. Queen Creek gets a run in the second inning. They do it on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 1 runner left on base. After 2 innings of play, it's Queen Creek 9 and Saguaro 5. Matt Mara leads it off for the SaberCats in the third. Jumps back from a pitch, a breaking ball that catches the inside corner. Mara, Bloom, and Stansbury for the SaberCats in the top of the third. You hear coaches talk all the time about winning an inning. Swing and a miss there, and it's 0-2. And for sure, Queen Creek won the first inning, outscoring Saguaro 8-1. But Saguaro wins the second inning, outscoring the Bulldogs 4-1. And next one inside for a ball, and it's 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
4, 5, and 6 in the order for the SaberCats in the top of the third inning. So we're trying to put that pressure right back on Chase Beal. And the 1-2 pitch. And a chopper down the third baseline. Might be a tough play there, and they throw to first base. Not going to be in time. Mara aboard at first base. And so the leadoff man on for the SaberCats in the third inning. That'll be an infield base hit. Schlosser waiting for it, and by the time it got to him, you could tell it was going to be a tough play and a throw to first. So an infield single. And now Michael Bloom, who had a base hit his first time up. Mara was hitting .378, 3 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, 15 knocked in, and for Bloom, a .368 hitter before his base hit in the second. First pitch misses for a ball. Bloom 6 doubles and a triple, 15 RBI. I've seen Saguaro the last several games. Maybe not every time, but if Mira gets on board, you see him pinch run for him, but they're not doing it here, and maybe that's because of the score we're looking at, still playing only in the top of the third inning. 2-0 the count now on Bloom. And now after Saguaro scored a run on 2 hits in the first and 4 runs on 4 hits in the second, you have to wonder how long the Bulldogs will stay with Chase Beal. The 2-0. That's low for a ball, 3-0. And you figure Bloom's got to take a pitch here with Shane Stansbury in the on-deck circle. 3-0 on Bloom. With Mara aboard at first base and nobody out in the third. That's bounced in. That'll hit the plate. And Mara's going to take a big turnaround, second base, but he's going to stop there. Again, you don't want to make a base running error here with nobody out in the inning, but a 4-pitch walk to Bloom. He's aboard at first. That pushes Mara to second. And the batter, Shane Stansbury. Saguaro starting the second inning, getting a couple of guys aboard, down 8-1 at the time, and was talking about really not having anything they could do from a playbook standpoint. Now in this situation, first 2 aboard, down 4 runs, and still only in the third inning. Maybe Stansbury's asked to bunt here. Third baseman playing way back. He does square, and he puts the bunt down. It's picked up by Beal. He's going to throw, and just about threw it away down the line there. And Funderburk able to reach up and make the play. Funderburk listed at 6'2", and he needed every bit of it there, stretching that arm straight up. So the sacrifice successful, 1-3 on the play. Merritt to third, Bloom to second, and the batter is Jack Jeffries. Jeffries hit that double off the base of the fence his first time up. Takes up and in for ball 1. Jack hitting just 196, but starting to come around a little bit. That's his second double. He's got a triple, 2 homers, 7 knocked in. Hit a 3-run home run on Monday. A swing and a miss there, challenged by Beal, and they count 1-1. SaberCats with 2 in scoring position and 1 out. They got to get at least 1 here, and really with 2 in scoring position, they want to cash in on both. The 1-1 pitch popped up, and this will get back and out of play.
Number 6.
And the count now 1-2 on Jeffries.
Number 6 batter, Jack Jeffries. That's 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Merritt third, Bloom at second. Jeffries at the plate, Ryan McGill next for Saguaro. Here's Beal with a set of the 1-2. And a breaking ball popped up on the right side. Holmes coming in, Kottkamp going out. And it's the second baseman, Kotkamp, with a catch, and the runner is not able to advance.
That pop-up makes 2 out here for
So now 2 down.
Saguaro. Up to bat for Saguaro, number 21, Ryan McGill.
Not quite the production that the SaberCats were looking for on that at bat, and now it'll take something with 2 outs here from Ryan McGill, who's batting .312 with a double and 2 RBIs. He's come in and gotten some more work here in the last couple of weeks. And a ground ball back to Beal, and he's going to take it all the way to first base himself to work himself out of big trouble. A base hit and a walk to start the inning, and Beal shuts down the SaberCats.
Score 9.
A sacrifice, a pop out, and a ground out. No runs, 1 hit, a walk, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. SaberCats trailing Queen Creek 9-5. 9-1-2 in the order for the Bulldogs. Arrington trying to bunt and hits it right back to Lace. Turner fields and throws to first base. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Leadoff hitter, right fielder, Jaron Holmes.
Arrington was hitting .312, 3 doubles, a triple, and 10 RBI. And again, 15 stolen bases, so he's a guy that can run well, but kind of wonder about bunting here to start off the bottom of the 3rd inning, especially with a shortstop on the mound. Lace started at shortstop for the SaberCats, now on to pitch. The 3rd pitcher Saguaro was used in the ball game. And there's a fly ball out to left field. That's McGill. And he's got it. And there's 2 away.
Number 2, Big Marcus, still center fielder.
Come on, Mark, stay hot. Come on, baby.
2 pitches and 2 outs.
Stay back on that leg.
And the batter Marcus Still, and you got to figure that Still's going to take a couple of pitches here. Still a single and a run in the 1st, and then he reached on an error later in the 1st inning. He takes the first one inside for ball 1. The 1-0 bounced in there. 2 balls and no strikes.
2 balls and no strikes for Marcus.
And the 2-0 off the glove of Adams for ball 3, 3-0. 9-5 our score, bottom of the 3rd inning. Lace back to it in the 3-0. Over for a strike. Now the nod and the 3-1 pitch. And he lost him high for ball 4.
First base runner for Queen
So
Creek
Still
here.
walks with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd, and the batter is Ryan Kotkamp.
Number 4, hot bat Ryan Kotkamp, number 4.
Kotkamp with a fly out and a ground out. You see that happen so many times when a team bats around, the guy makes the first out, makes the last out. And that's what happened for Kotkamp and Queen Creek in the 1st. So the first one to him misses low for a ball.
Just the leg. Just the leg.
One ball for Ryan Kotkamp.
Ground out and a fly out start of the 3rd inning on 2 pitches, in fact, as Still takes off and no throw to second base. The breaking ball over for a strike.
2 out. Ryan Kotkamp has a 1-1
Drive
count.
him in, Ryan.
Still with the stolen base, she's in scoring position, but Lace worried about the hitter, the 1-1. And a ground ball out to Lebrani, who fields and throws to first, and it's in time. And for the first time today, the Bulldogs fail to score.
Out number 3.
After 3 innings of play, Queen Creek still leads Saguaro 9-5.
No Saguaro.
9-1-2 in the order for the SaberCats at the top of the 4th inning. Stephen Gifford takes outside for ball 1.
Ball 1 for Gifford.
Gifford batting .286 coming into the ball game. 5 doubles, a home run. He knocked in RBIs 12 and 13 his first time up on a base hit. Takes that one for a strike, and it's 1-1. Chase Beal out there to start the fourth inning. And the 1-1 pitch, changeup, swung over the top of. And it's 1-2. The Gooses and Lace to follow for the SaberCats in the fourth. The 1-2. Misses just outside, and it's 2-2.
2-2 count for Stephen Gifford.
Back to the one of the 2-2 pitch. And Gifford takes strike three over the outside corner right at the knees. And that's the first out of the inning, the second strikeout for Beal. And back to the top of the order for Ben Lagusis.
For Saguaro, Ben Lagusis, second baseman.
Lagusis with a double and a run in the first, a walk and a run in the second. They'll try to get it going here with the bases empty and one out. SaberCats down 4 runs, batting in the top of the fourth. And a fastball over the outside corner for strike one.
Strike on Lagusis.
The one and the 1-strike pitch. Not able to check it there, Lagusis, and he falls behind on the count 0-2. Nothing in 2 on Lagusis. Turner Lace up next for Saguaro. The 0-2. That's outside for a ball, and it's 1-2. Well, even if Saguaro's not able to score here, they'd sure like to get a base runner on and cause a little distraction and some disruption and not let Beal get any further settled in here. That pitch over the outside corner for a called third strike. Back-to-back strikeouts in the fourth inning, and a third strikeout of the ball game for Beal. And now the batter Turner Lace will bat with the bases empty and 2-away.
Saguaro's pitcher.
Get Lace to the plate here, but sure would like to have him up there with a couple of runners on base, but instead he's batting with the bases empty, and so he'll have to try to become a base runner.
Turner.
Lace with an RBI double his last time up. He grounded out in the first, so 1 for 2 on the day. And now Beal to the line of the 1-0. Well, that's a called strike. Inside corner at the knees, I guess, and it's 1-1. Again, we're swung around a little bit on the third base side, so the view that we have different than what we normally see behind home plate. The 1-1 pitch. And a slow tapper over to third. Schlosser into field, gets the hop and throws to first base. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for the first time in the ball game for either side. And after 3.5, the SaberCats trail the Bulldogs 9-5. Cody Funderburk starts it off for the bottom of the fourth inning and takes breaking ball over for a strike.
Stay back, and rip it. Stay back.
The 0-1 pitch. It's outside, and it's 1-1. 1-1 on Funderburk. Beal and Dobbs to follow. And a ground ball out to second. Lagusis fields. And a throw to Merritt first base. A 4-3 ground out to begin the fourth inning. And the batter Chase Beal.
Help yourself, big fella. Help yourself.
SaberCats wrap up their week of baseball today here on the road at Queen Creek. And they'll be off until Monday when they host Paradise Valley. That'll be a 3:45 start at Saguaro as they break a ball from Lace over for a strike.
that front shoulder tight.
The wind of the 0-1. Lace with a fastball, just missed there, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Don't take that front out. You
Beal with a walk, and his courtesy runner scored in the first. Then Beal hit by a pitch in the second. The 1-1 from Lace. That's low for a ball, 2-1. SaberCats with 3 games next week.
tight, Chase.
Home against Paradise Valley. They'll be on the road Wednesday night at Notre Dame, and then at Shadow Mountain on Friday afternoon. The 2-1 is over for a strike, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Don't guess, see and hit it. No guesswork here. Gotta see and hit it. 2-4. Anything.
Now the wind and the 2-2. And that's fouled out of play, first base side.
See and hit it.
And Lace has come on and put up a couple of zeros here. Came up with a runner on and nobody out in the second and got out of the inning without allowing a run, getting all 3 outs. And then
2-2 count for Chase Field.
got 3 outs, had a 2-out walk in the third inning, but got all 3 outs and did not allow a run in the third.
In the canal. In the canal.
And the 2-2, that's hit on the ground, and Lagusa's charging has it, and that's on to first base.
Ground out to second base. Chase Field up the bat. Next, number 12.
Lace rolling the ground balls here. Got that double play in the second inning. And in fact, he's recorded 8 outs, 7 of the 8 by way of the ground ball.
That's your pitcher. Take your time.
Now Dobbs in there, the DH ready to go. Walked with the bases loaded his first time up, reached on an error his last time up, and takes strike 1 from Turner Lace. Pitch over the outside corner, a strike, and it's 0-2.
Anything close.
2 outs, bases empty, bottom of the 4th inning. Lace trying to put up another 0. Just misses off the corner, and it's 1-2. Austin Nichols next for Queen Creek. Lace with the nod on the 1-2 pitch. And a ground ball right back to Turner. Boy, what a great job to come on in relief for the SaberCats. 3 straight scoreless innings, at least 9 outs worth of scoreless baseball for Lace. It's another 3-up, 3-down inning after Saguaro did it in the top of the 4th. Queen Creek returns the favor in the bottom of the 4th, and through 4 innings, it's still Queen Creek 9 and Saguaro 5.
Solid, D, stay solid.
3, 4, and 5 of the order for the SaberCats in the 5th inning, and the first pitch to Brett Adams on the inside corner for a strike from Chase Beal. You got to look at Beal's side of the ledger. He's settled down as well after giving up a run in the first and 4 in the second. And a swing and a miss there, and it's 0-2. And really, it was a third inning that was maybe the most impressive after an infield single and then a walk to put runners at first and second with nobody out. SaberCats elected to sacrifice the runners up. So a second and third with 1 out, and Beal got a pop out and a ground out as Adams swings and misses. And that's a strikeout to start the 5th inning. 1 away for Matt Mara.
25, Matt Mara, first baseman.
Now 7 in a row retired by Chase Beal. And he's starting to add up the strikeouts. That's the 4th strikeout of the ball game for Beal. And the first one, Mara high for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. That's high for a ball, and it's 2-0.
2 fouls for number 25, Matt Mara.
Beal back to the line of the 2-0 pitch. That's at the knees for a called strike. It's 2-1. 2-1 to Mara. And a ground ball to second. Godcamp there. And that's on to first base.
Ground out for number 25, Matt Mora.
4-3 ground out of Matt Mara. The batter is Michael Bloom. So both pitchers struggling, or both pitching staffs. For Queen Creek, it's a pitcher. For Saguaro, it's 3 pitchers. But struggling in the first couple of innings to keep runners off base. And now all of a sudden the pitcher settling in as Bloom takes low for ball 1. 9-5 Bulldogs, top of the 5th. And now all of a sudden you're starting to count outs as the next one is high 2-0. Sabercats down to their final 7 outs here, down 4 runs in the 5th.
2 balls on.
And that'll send Bradford out to talk to Beal. And the next one to Bloom is low for a ball, 3-0.
3 in a row, Chase. Right down the
3
middle.
balls for.
Shane Stansbury next.
Right down the middle.
Take your time, Chase. Strike.
And the 3-0. And that's ball 4. And so Bloom walks. It's interesting how you see that happen, and it happens at all levels, but Beal gets a strikeout and a ground out pretty quick and pretty smooth to begin the top of the 5th inning, and then 4 straight pitches to walk a guy. And now time called from the Queen Creek dugout, and we'll see if Mike Campbell, the head coach for the Bulldogs, brings the hook with him. We play in the top of the 5th inning. It's 9-5 Bulldogs.
Up to bat, Shane Stansbury for Saguaro.
Stansbury going after the first one, and this is down the line. It's going to be a foul ball. That would have brought in a run for the Sabercats had that one been fair, but it was a foul just barely.
Strike 1 for Shane Stansbury.
A long, loud strike there for Stansbury. And the next pitch high for a ball. 2 outs with a runner at first base.
Keep
1-1
working,
count
big fella.
for Shane Stansbury.
Keep working. Keep working. Keep working.
Now the set and the 1-1 pitch. And there's a line drive, and that's a base hit. That's into left field as Arrington over. Boy, and I don't know what happened with the runner stopping at second base there, and I understand the idea that you don't want to make your final out at third base, but
Up next for
I'd say the line drive into left field, and sure seemed like that would have been an opportunity with the outfielders playing back a little bit, an opportunity to get that runner to third base. But Stansbury keeps the inning alive, and they'll get to Jack Jeffries, and they're going to get to the Queen Creek bullpen as we will get a pitching change, I believe, here in the top of the 5th inning. Sabercats with 2 aboard and 2 out, trailing 9-5. Chris Irvin on the pitch for Queen Creek, and the first pitch to Jack Jeffries, low for a ball. Irvin 2-1 on the season, making his 6th appearance, an earned run average of 6.30. 10 innings pitched, 16 hits allowed, 2 walks, 11 strikeouts. So, based on those numbers anyway, figure he's going to throw strikes. The 1-0. That's bounced in. That'll get to the backstop, and the runners will move up a base apiece.
Throw that ball. Come on, baby. Throw the ball.
And again, I mentioned this before, you can't necessarily make one change and then expect everything else would stay the same, but there's that situation where if the Sabercats had gotten Bloom to third base on that base hit, he would have come in to score on that wild pitch. Instead, it's runners at second and third, and the Sabercats still down 9-5. 2-0 on Jack Jeffries.
Stay poised. Need 1 out.
Ryan McGill next.
Stay poised.
The 2-0 pitch. That's bounced in, and Bradford saves a run there by blocking that curveball that ended up in the other batter's box. Three balls, no strikes on Jeffries. He's got to be taking at least one pitch here, you would expect. And the 3-0. And he'll take belt high a strike, 3-1. I think even on 3-1 as the hitter Jeffries, you want to be aggressive, but you want to still look for just the perfect pitch, and he didn't get it. He pops it up on the right side. And it's put away at second base by Kottkamp, and that will end the inning. No runs, one hit, a walk, 2 runners left, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 9-5. Austin Nichols in first. And Nichols way out in front. Yanks one foul down the left field line and well out of play.
Good cut, baby boy.
So Nichols with a long strike. Had a 2-run single in the first, hit into a double play. And this one is fouled back and out of play. No balls, 2 strikes on Nichols. Lace with the nod on the 0-2. Off speed, and Nichols lays off. It's 1-2. Nichols, Bradford, Arrington, the bottom third of the order for the Bulldogs. You're in the 5th inning. And that pitch on the inside corner, a called third strike. First strikeout for Turner Lace as he gets the first down in the bottom of the 5th inning, and now the batter is Tanner Bradford. Bradford going after the first one and hits that one down the left field side. Out of play and a foul ball, strike 1. The 1-strike pitch. And a ground ball over to short. Gobbled up there by Lebrani onto first base, and there's 2 away. Now the left fielder Derek Arrington in for the Bulldogs. And a ground ball over to first. Mara charges, fields, and Lace covering. And that's in time. 3-1 on the putout, and another 3-up, 3-down inning as Turner Lace has been putting up zeros here for the SaberCats. Now it's time for the bats to go to work for Saguaro as we go to the 6th inning. And Saguaro trails Queen Creek 9-5. 8, 9, and 1 in the order for Saguaro. Top of the 6th inning, Ryan McGill leading off. And a swing and a miss. Pitch up out of the strike zone. And the next pitch is inside. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1 the count now on McGill. A strikeout and a ground out in 2 at-bats. Trying to become a leadoff base runner here. And he takes a strike. The 2-2 and a swing. That ball down in the dirt. Boy, kicked a couple of times by the umpire. And that's going to keep the runner aboard. A little break there for the SaberCats. Wasn't anything that the plate umpire did. He was just trying to get out of the way as well. And I think he kicked at that ball a couple of times. So a strikeout and a wild pitch will put McGill aboard at first base for Stephen Gifford.
23, Stephen Gifford, right fielder.
And the first one to Gifford, high for a ball. Extra long set there, and a pitch off the handle fouled out of play, and it's 1-1.
1-1 count on Stephen Gifford.
Well, that runner at first base, a left-handed hitter up. A lot of room on the right side of the infield if Gifford can try to pull the baseball. Irvin may try to stay on the outer half of the plate to not give him that chance. That ball will bounce in, and wild pitch will move McGill to second base. And the count goes to 2-1, so that takes care of that possibility, as the first baseman Funderburk will move off the bag and fill up that hole on the right side, at least part of it. Two balls and a strike to count on Gifford.
2 strikes for Stephen Gifford.
And that pitch off the glove, and that'll get a runner to third base. That'll be a pass ball. As Bradford just kind of reached out but didn't get it clean. And the count goes to 3 balls and a strike. And a runner to third base here for the SaberCats. 1 run will sure help, but the SaberCats down 4, batting in the top of the 6th inning. They've got 6 outs to work with, trailing by 4. 3-1 on Gifford, and then it's the top of the order, Ben Lagusis. Irvin with the set and the 3-1 pitch. That was ball 4, and it's fouled back and out of play.
2-2 count for Stephen Gifford.
Three and 2 on Gifford. And again, you want to be aggressive on 3-1, but that would have been ball 4. And the 3-2. And now you got to start swinging at stuff, and Gifford fouls a pitch off to keep it 3-2. McGill at third base and nobody out in the top of the 6th inning. SaberCats down 9-5. Now the set and the 3-2 pitch. And that's ball 4. It's off the glove, and that'll get a run in as Gifford will make the turn around first base. And he's going to try for 2 as the catcher gave up on the play. Bradford had his head down. He was starting to walk back, and Gifford with a good read will continue to try to put the pressure on the Bulldogs.
Up the bat for Saguaro, leadoff hitter number 14, Ben Lagusis.
So what a way to get around the bases as the SaberCats get a run to make it 9-6. Nobody out, a runner at second. The on-deck circle holds Turner Lace, and he represents the tying run of the ball game. And Lagus is trying to bunt and sends that one foul on the third base line.
Foul for a strike.
So for the SaberCats, Ryan McGill on a 2-2 pitch strikes out, but a wild pitch puts him on at first base. He goes to second on a wild pitch, to third on a pass ball, and he scored on a wild pitch. And that same wild pitch was ball 4 to Gifford, and Gifford was able to go all the way to second base. And again, Bradford just thought the play was over after McGill scored, and Gifford made a big turn around first base and then accelerated and got into second. The throw was way late. The set of the 1-strike pitch. And Lagusis lays off, and it's a pitch over the outside corner, a strike, and it's 0-2.
Come on, Tanner. Keep bouncing, baby. Come on, 2-2 on you, baby. Keep bouncing. Getting late. You got to bounce. everything in front of you.
Now a nod from Irvin as he looks back to second, way in front of the Gooses here, and his 0-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. It's already there.
Nice strikeout for
And a
Christopher.
strikeout. Second of the inning, but just the first out of the sixth.
Bat,
And the batter is Turner Lace.
Turner Lace. Pitcher.
Saguaro looking for a big crooked number here to try to get back even, maybe even. Down 9-6, but at the very least they've scored one, and it would be nice to be able to cut the deficit in half from what they had entering the inning. If they can get another one here, and they're in a position to do that as Lace takes a breaking ball, low for ball one. Runner at second with one out, a run in for the SaberCats in the sixth inning. They're down 9-6.
Gotta block everything, 2-2.
Here's Irvin with the set as he looks back to second in the pitch. And a ground ball over to third. Knocked down, picked up, throw to first. And in time at first base. Boy, that looked like SaberCats are going to get a chance to get another runner on base. But Schlosser stays with it, and that's what you ask a third baseman to do. May not get every ground ball clean because you're so much closer than the other infielders, at least the middle infielders.
Play good D when it's late.
But he knows that if he knocks it down and stays with it, he's got a chance to throw out a runner, and he does just that. Lace grounds out 5-3. Gifford has to stay at second base, and now it's up to Brett Adams if the SaberCats are going to get another run. Saguaro down 9-6, hitting in the top of the sixth. And the first one to Adams, fouled out of play, deep down the right field line.
2, 3.
Now Irvin steps off. And the crowd goes quiet for a moment here. It's been pretty raucous throughout the day. Look back to second base and the one strike from Irvin. That's bounced in. That'll get away, and the runner is going to try for third. The throw goes that way, and it's not in time. So a wild pitch will get a runner to third.
1-1 count.
One ball and one strike for Adams, and Saguaro's looking for a base hit to bring in a run, but they'll take another wild pitch here. That's been kind of the theme of the inning, and they'll take one more to get a run in. That pitch over the outside corner, no wild pitch there. That's on the corner, a strike, and it's 1-2.
Finish it, Chris. Finish
2,
it.
3.
Gotta block.
Gifford at third base with two away in the sixth. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on Adams. Will Irvin go to the breaking ball? And that's a tomahawked foul and out of play.
Foul ball for Brett Adams. Just a 1-2 count.
Brett looking for his first base hit, 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly as he drove in the first run of the ball game back in the top of the first. Little did we know at that point the teams were going to combine for 15 runs to this point. And that ball hit well out to right center, but that's going to hang up, and that's playable out there and caught by the center fielder Marcus Still. And that will end the sixth inning for the SaberCats. The Saguaro SaberCats, though, do get a run on the top of the sixth inning and cut it to 9-6.
Up to bat for Queen Creek. Right fielder Jared
Top of the
Holmes.
order for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the sixth inning. And Jaron Holmes going after the first one, fouls it out of play on the third base side. That's strike one. Holmes still in Kottkamp for the Bulldogs. The 0-1 pitch. And a line drive right at the shortstop, Nick Lebrani. And the leadoff hitter retired in the sixth.
Bat number 2, center fielder Marcus Still.
The batter, Marcus Still. Saguaro scored a run in the top of the first inning, but Queen Creek came back in the bottom of the first, and they scored 8 times. They sent 12 to the plate. Only 3 hits in the inning, but 4 walks from Saguaro pitchers. It was 8-1 after 1 inning of play, and there's a tapper that is fielded at third and on to first base. That's a nice play there. Lace came off the mound trying to get it and could not.
Number 4, second
And it was Shane Stansberry that flew in there to pick it up and throw a strike to get the Speedy still at first base. So 3 pitches, 2 outs in the 6th inning, and the batter Ryan Kottkamp. And Kottkamp takes strike 1. And a ground ball to Lebrani. Grabbed there. Throw a little bit high, but Mara came down, tried to swing the tag by, and not able to get it down in time. That'll be an E6. So Lace continues to get ground balls, but the throwing error prolongs the inning for the Bulldogs. And now we'll see if Queen Creek can make it hurt here with 2 outs in the 6th. Cody Funderburk at the plate. The first one misses low for a ball. But how about Turner Lace on in relief for the SaberCats? 4 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. And much needed based on how the first couple of innings went for the SaberCats when the Queen Creek scored 8 in the first and got another run in the 2nd inning. There's a shot over on the left side, and that's through. Stansberry tried to get to it, but could not. And that's a solid base hit for Funderburk, his 3rd hit of the ball game.
We got 2 outs. Up to bat next, number 24.
Kottkamp to second, Funderburk at first, and the batter is Chase Beal.
Base hit, Chase. Goes a run. Base hits, goes a run.
So Beal back in the ball game as he re-enters the Bulldog lineup. And he bats with 2 on and 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning, Bulldogs leading 9-6, and they'd like to get another run or 2 of insurance if they can. Lace starts him off with a fastball at the knees for a strike.
Strike 1 call of Chase Beal.
And I was talking about Stephen Wright being the guy that might get stretched out here after Luke Eichste. The Saguaro starter went just a 1/3 of an inning, allowed 6 runs, 4 earned on 3 hits with 2 walks. So pitch misses, and now they throw down to third base. Oh, they're going to call him out at third. Looked like not much of a tag there from Stansberry, but trying to go from second to third, Kottkamp, and he's thrown out to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner left on. We go to the 7th inning. Queen Creek leading Saguaro 9-6. And we go to the 7th inning. Matt Mara leads off for the SaberCats. And a new battery in there for Queen Creek as Jed Wodek is on to pitch, and Bodie Forsgren takes over behind the plate. And that ball hit well out to left field. And a catch made. Boy, it looked like when it came off the bat, it might have a chance to get over the head of the left fielder, but Arrington back to make the catch. And a first down recorded in the top of the 7th inning. Trying to get some of these numbers to you here as Michael Bloom will bat with 1 out of the bases empty. I mentioned Eichste, a 1/3 of an inning starting the game for the SaberCats. 3 hits allowed, 6 runs, 4 earned, as the first one of Bloom is a strike. Stephen Wright, 2/3 of an innings pitched, 1 hit allowed, 3 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, a hit batter. As that pitch is inside, and it's 1-1, and then Turner Lace. And, you know, his night might not be done, or his afternoon might not be done on the mound. We'll see, as Forsgren is out to talk to Wodek.
Michael Bloom.
1 ball and 1 strike to count on Bloom. And right on the pitch, foul it back. It might have been elevated some, but foul ball, and it's 1-2. But anyway, Lace may or may not be done, depending on what Saguaro can do here in the top of the 7th inning. But 5 innings of 1 hit shutout baseball for Turner Lace. 1 walk and 1 strike. And in fact, the only hit he allowed was that last batter in the 6th inning. And Bloom with the ball down the line. That's foul by a foot or so. And we stay 1 ball and 2 strikes. On the Queen Creek side of things, Chase Beal, their starter, goes 4 2/3 innings. He allows 8 base hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Chris Irvin goes an inning and a third, does not allow a base hit. He allows 1 unearned run on 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. And now Wodek out there for Queen Creek as the pitch is high and it's 2-2. Wodick 0-1 in the season, making his 7th appearance, an ERA of 4.94. 5 2/3 innings pitched, 9 hits allowed, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts. He's got the leadoff hitter out. And Bloom just lays off a breaking ball to run the count to 3-2. SaberCats have to get 2 on to get the tying run to the plate here in the top of the 7th as they trail 9-6. And the 3-2. And Bloom lifts the ball into right center field. That's got a chance to get down, and it will. And Bloom will hang on at first base. A 1-out base hit.
Up to bat for Saguaro, number 19, Shane Stansberry.
Now Shane Stansberry for the SaberCats.
Be sure of one. You want two? Be sure of one.
One on, one out, top of the 7th inning. Stansberry stands in. And takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike.
Good location. Good location.
Jack Jeffries next for Saguaro. And what started out as a nice winning streak as that ball is bounced in, and that'll get Bloom to second. The nice thing about that, Saguaro down 3 runs still, but the nice thing about that is you get the runner to second base, and that'll keep you out of a double play. So the wild pitch puts a runner into scoring position. Anyway, started as, a 4-game winning streak after the convincing 13-0 win on Monday over Tempe. But a 3-0 shutout loss last night to Sunrise Mountain, and now trouble here in the 7th for the SaberCats. And if they're not able to come back here, that 4-game winning streak will be just a distant memory, really. Because all that work they've done to get to 4 games in a row on the win column are undone, not with, 4 versus 2, but just the fact that Saguaro was already kind of in a bit of a hole in the way the season has gone. And a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Stansberry strikes out, and there's 2 away. So Wodick gets the second out of the inning, and time called from the Queen Creek dugout as Jack Jeffries is set to step in, and we'll see if he faces Wodick or a different Bulldog pitcher. We play in the 7th. It's 9-6. Bulldogs go to the bullpen again, and Josh Andrews is on to pitch, trying to get the final out here in the 7th inning. And Jack Jeffries with a towering pop-up in the infield, and who's going to take it? Just put away as the first baseman, Funderburk, reaches out and brings it in to retire the side. SaberCats go scoreless in the top of the 7th. No runs on 1 hit, and they leave 1. And we go final from Queen Creek as the SaberCats fall to Queen Creek by a final score of 9-6. SaberCats out-hit the Bulldogs, 6 runs on 9 hits, 4 errors and 6 left. For Queen Creek, 9 runs on 5 hits. They commit 1 error, and they leave 4 runners left on base. The winning pitcher is Chase Beal as he goes to 3-1 on the year. And Luke Eichste takes the loss for the SaberCats. He falls to 2 wins and 2 losses. With the loss for the SaberCats, they go to 11-12 overall, while Queen Creek improves to 12-8 on the season, and they go to 6-2 in divisional play. That wraps up the week of baseball for the SaberCats. They are back at home on Monday when they face the Paradise Valley Trojans, a 3:45 first pitch from Paradise Valley. So that will do it. Again, our final score from Saguaro, against Paradise Valley. But that will do it. Our final score one more time is Queen Creek 9 and Saguaro 6 from Queen Creek High School in Queen Creek. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network saying so long, and we'll talk to you on Monday when the SaberCats host the Paradise Valley Trojans.